Oh, good evening, you beautiful bastards. I am here with my two wonderful guests, Cannoli Sasquatch and Mrs. Sassy Sasquatch. How are you both doing?
I
I
am
am.
doing well.
I knew you were going to start when I
Sorry,
said
definitely happy to be here and talk about one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, and even though we've had a bit of technical difficulties with
Yeah.
the echoing mic, we're still gonna go through it. Shouldn't be a problem. It's a bit of a more of a laid back stream, so I don't mind.
we're just going to blame Cannoli for it all.
Yeah, blame me.
Yeah,
It's fine. I'm usually the one who gets in trouble anyway.
yeah, and because you did a stream once on The Dark Knight Returns, didn't you?
Yeah, we did that on our Monday show, and I wanted to sneak a Batman movie in there, and that's so far my favorite graphic novel and my favorite animated movie. So yes, I wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I don't think I know anyone who doesn't think Dark Knight Returns is his favorite Batman graphic novel because it is a very. It definitely did go in a different direction. Like you see Batman, who's much more
Yeah.
olded and jaded now and there. He's a bit more worn down, and the city's gotten even worse since he's retired, and he has to come back even harder and meaner and stronger. And
Yes.
and when I watched that, I thought, okay, because I've been meaning to get you on a stream for a while, so I think Batman: Mask of the Phantasm seems perfect for that. So I'd get you both on, and yeah, here you are.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. Sassy has been watching a lot of Batman animated stuff, especially the original series, the animated series. So she's getting acquainted with the whole animated Batman run of stuff.
And,
So
Yeah,
and
I'm
I,
new to it, so I'm enjoying it. This movie that we're going to talk about was probably, maybe the second or third animated movie that I watched with you,
Yeah.
Cannoli.
yeah,
So I
definitely.
watched more. We started watching more of the animated series, and I am enjoying it. I'm just trying to learn. There's so many different villains, and it's a lot. So I'm just trying to educate myself as much as possible.
Yeah, there's a
But
lot.
I'm enjoying it.
yeah, because even though it was sort of capitalizing on the Tim Burton movies, you didn't have to see the Tim Burton movies in order to get what was happening in the animated series because it was still its own thing.
Yes.
Right. Yep.
And it also sort of made me realize that you didn't need the Danny Elfman theme at the beginning of that Batman series because you also had that thing going on.
Yes. Yes. I
It's Shirley
love
Walker.
I love the transition. They give you the Danny Elfman one just to kind of just for the for the member berries, so you can like, oh, I
Yeah.
know that theme, and then but the continuation of the new one, especially in this movie, the beginning of the movie is one of my favorite adaptations of any Batman theme. It's fantastic. It's haunting, and it's just original, and yeah. So I
But
don't
you
know. We'll
still
get
get
into
that,
that.
yeah, it's like it's dark, it's brooding, but you still get that sense of heroism with this guy as
Yes.
well. And yeah, Sassy Sasquatch, did you think? Was you surprised at how dark it was, even though it was aimed at kids?
Yeah, I like the darker side of things, but yes, I do. I think that they push the envelope a little bit, and I enjoy that. Where, there are certain things, kind of like if you watch, I compare it to like SpongeBob, where they have certain like little adult innuendos in there that aren't necessarily inappropriate, but they know parents watch it with their kids, and so they give that to the parents as well. So yeah, I did enjoy the dark side of it. I do tend to like the darker side of things. So I enjoyed it a lot. Yes, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So I was pleasantly surprised.
They give you just enough for both, so
Yes,
kids can watch
exactly.
it, but
Yeah.
adults aren't going to turn away and go, "Oh, this is way too like G-rated." There's enough,
Exactly.
just enough. Even this movie was like that, where there was
Best
some
of both
heavy
worlds.
adult themes, but still fun enough for a kid to sit there and not, as a parent, not go, "Oh, you can't see this," you know?
Exactly. Yeah, it didn't push
Yeah.
the envelope too much, but it was enough to keep an adult interested. So I think they did that very well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love the fact that even though it's very dark, it still gives you moments to aspire to. Like it makes you want to be a better person, to not overcome, to not let bitterness overtake you, and still try and
anger.
remain
Yeah,
some humanity with no matter
Yes.
how harsh your environment is. That's what
Yeah.
I love about
Yeah,
'Cause
I
we see
agree.
Batman, because we sort of see Batman. He has been changed by his trauma, and he's coming
Mhm.
up against villains who have been changed by their trauma, but they're going straight for vengeance. They're using their bitterness to harm
Yeah.
innocent people. Batman tries to do the right thing, even though he is basically going outside the law to do it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it's
And
like,
I love.
yeah,
Yeah, and I love how, and I know Vex Electronica brought this up when we did the Dark Knight Returns, because she's never really seen a lot of these animated, any of them actually, until then. And this movie especially does a great job. What the movies don't do, the live action one, is just showing how his decision to be Batman is affecting his personal life, but how his parents, like the reenacting the whole in his own mind, the whole the trauma from his parents. In this movie, it's really front and center. Like, hey, you know, I want to do this for Gotham City, but I also want to lead a normal life, and he can't have it both ways. But it really wears on him, and it's a big
You feel
part of the
sorry for
story.
him. I
Yeah,
feel
but
sorry for him.
in the live action movies, they don't do a great job of showing that. It's like, oh, his parents died.
I think they humanized him a lot in this one, and I really enjoyed seeing his struggles of, you know, between two worlds that he wants to live, and it's really hard on him, and I did enjoy seeing that aspect of it, because you're right, the live action movies don't touch on that.
No, they got a
as
lot
much
done
as it
here in a movie that's not even an hour and 20 minutes. They put a lot of content into it, and
for sure.
and it never feels too. It never feels they could have put more in or less in. It's like perfectly paced. What,
Yep.
an hour and 16 minutes? That's fucking good. That.
it's amazing.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
do a good job for sure.
Yeah, and this is why I do think this is the best take on Batman. It's like it's takes from the comics, but still tries to be its own thing.
Yes. I agree.
So,
To me, Dark Knight Returns, I love The Long Halloween as well. I think that's probably my second favorite. I just got that graphic novel. I haven't read it yet. And Hush. I just got through Hush, which was unbelievable graphic novel as well. So I'm kind of slowly going through all the Batman comics and graphic novels. This movie, though, is definitely on my top 3 for Batman movies, though.
yeah. Artie is saying, sorry, Cannoli, can't agree with that. Batman Begins and The Dark Knight deal with his inability to lead a normal life.
Well,
And
yeah,
it kind of no way. But I think they spell out a bit too much in the Nolan movies. Like, they don't let you come to conclusions enough the way the animated series does. I mean, even Tim Burton, even Tim Burton kind of like keeps it a bit more vague compared to Nolan.
that's what I mean. And I meant more of like with the parents aspect. Not that not trying to adapt just to normal life as Batman, but how his parents just continually haunt him. And they really push that envelope here in this movie, where he's even talking to them in the painting. He's going to their gravesite, talking to them, begging them, "Hey, release me of this burden. I want a normal life. I'll give Gotham money, right?" He says, "I'll give them money. I'll get more police." But he really can't truly break free of that burden. That's more of what I meant, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I know that's a very good moment. He doesn't spell out how bad his trauma has fucked him up over the years, and but we'll get to that later. We'll
Sure.
Yeah. Because right now we're gonna run right by from beginning to end of Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. So I will just get the screen up.
Yeah.
A second. There we go. Boom. And here we've got the Warner Brothers logo. And it always gives you a bit of nostalgia when you hear that, the Looney Tunes sounds, just before you get a very dark and depressing story coming along. But I do like how this CGI'd all the city as well for a little bit, and it's never used in the rest of the movie either.
No, I love how it spans scanning the city in this different animation style with the.
Say this was like your favorite opening that
It's one of my favorite openings because it's so unique with like you said, the CGI and the music. That the theme is so good that it's just like you said, it's haunting yet heroic, and it immediately puts you into Batman's world, and you're like, I'm ready to see what happens next. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's even more haunting than the TV show because you got
100%.
You got that big choir coming in at the end as well. Got singing in Latin, and you don't know what they're talking about, but it sounds fucking epic.
Well, the funny thing is, I found out that yes, it's not necessarily Latin. It's the composer. What she did is to give credit to the actual orchestra. She had the orchestra sing the names of the people in the orchestra backwards, so it sounds like it's in Latin. So it's like a little nod to like, hey, these are the people who made this music, and it was a very unique thing to do, and to me, it was genius.
Yeah, top marks to Shirley Walker because it really does
Amazing.
get the hair standing on end.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love the look of the city. Everything looks real fucking sleazy, like proper old 40s noir, but it's not the 40s, it's modern day, but it hasn't moved on from the 40s, and I love that. It's crazy, and yeah, and at the beginning you got these mobsters dealing with counterfeit money, and Batman comes along and causes mental anguish towards the poor bastards. It's
immediately.
And it's good, yeah. Even if you don't know the TV show, this is a good way to sort of like, no, this guy doesn't fuck about. The way the shadow just comes across his mouth as well when he enters.
Yep. Yeah, it's I love the costume. I love that look.
Yep.
The wide eye.
It's
so iconic.
Yeah, I love the fact that even though in the animation he's wearing like cloth and tights, he still looks intimidating. Where if you saw that in live action, it would look stupid. That's why,
so dumb.
Yeah, that's why he has to wear all the tactical gear, doesn't he? The fucking bulletproof vests and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Batman's thinking on his feet. He can adapt. He can fucking kick ass. He knows. He can predict all their moves, and I like how he just stamps on this guy under the table. I'm pretty sure he fucking killed him.
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
I don't kill, I'm just workshopping.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
And I love how, the introduction here you get of the villain, the main villain in the movie. And it's done so well.
Yeah, Chuck Sol's trying to get away, and there comes the Phantasm in this puff of smoke. And it's obviously a much more less violent version of the Reaper, but he's still pretty intimidating.
Pretty good.
Still,
Yeah, the way he's speaking, and he's even telling them, this is your this is death, and it's like, oh god, you see the smoke and this dark figure, and they all think it's Batman. Everybody in the movie thinks it's Batman
because he's dark, he's got a cloak, he's silhouetted. And,
but just hearing those words, "This is your angel of death," that's like, oh god.
I know, and you wonder, what the fuck is this guy after? He wants this guy, but what for? And even though the guy tries to get away, and the guy just outsmarts him, he leaps out the way, the guy drafts to his fucking death.
Oh,
everyone's like, Jesus Christ, Batman just killed this guy. What the hell?
Yep.
I know Batman's seen him as well, and he's wondering, Jesus Christ, it was him. He tries to track him down, but too late, he's gone. But he does find a little bit of evidence out of shop, and now we've got this arsehole saying, hey, Batman's gone fucking nuts, he should be arrested, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
This guy annoyed me from very early on.
He's voiced by the idiot, by the fucking arsehole from Die Hard.
That's exactly what that's a great comparison. Yeah.
Hey, Batman, Bobby, I'm your white knight.
I'm your white knight. There's a good old Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon just fucking sticks by Batman. He's like, no, I've worked with this guy. No way he's just gonna go ahead and just start killing people straight away.
I always like that. I always love their relationship and how he defends him and just stands by him. And I've always
he believes in what he stands for. That's why.
Yep. I've always enjoyed the relationship.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I complain about the Bert and Batman's, because you never see that relationship between them. And it's just like in the background, and he's kind of a fucking useless cop in there. Batman Returns.
Yeah, it's almost comical. It's almost like a parody of what Gordon should be.
Yes.
And I don't love it. I give it a pass because that was like, those movies were like the intro into this darker Batman universe we were getting in movies. Yeah. So Burton wanted to put that front and center, but I agree that they're important. Their relationships in the new Nolan movies were extremely important, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things I improved on the Burton movies.
Yeah.
And Gary Oldman, he's fucking perfect. I mean,
he's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah, because I remember watching all those old Brit flicks with him where he was this mad fucking Cockney bastard, but to see him play Commissioner Gordon, there was this really nice guy and really good-hearted guy. It's like it was a total, and still do it convincingly, was just brilliant. That's why I love this actor.
Yeah,
And I love the actual
he's
plays
great.
Commissioner Gordon as well, Bob Hastings. I mean, he's got a great voice, got a great look. He looks very much like the Frank Miller Gordon from Batman Year One. And
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, obviously Harvey's looking behind him, like saying, "I just let the Commissioner do what he does." But I'm agreeing with the other guy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Alfred gets this good lad. You're a very model of sanity. By the way, I pressed your tights and put away your exploding gas balls.
Yeah, dude, I love their dynamic is great. Even in the animated show, it's hilarious. Like Alfred's not afraid to tell him how it is.
Yeah,
And you know.
yeah, because he wants Bruce to have a normal life. He's like he's raised this kid. He knows how fucking badly his parents' death has affected him, and he doesn't want him to go down this dark road. He wants him to be happy, move past it. And I don't like how Bruce reacts, like this little smile as well, saying, "Yeah, thank you, Alfred. Yeah, you bitch."
That's great.
But this is another thing that I think gets better than the live action, and that's the detective aspect.
Yes, I liked that. I like the detective aspect.
Yeah, this is what we were supposed to get in the Batman movie with Pattinson. That I guess there was a little more of that, but not. I mean, nothing like what this show and movie did. No.
Yeah, I think the one thing that was a bit of a deal breaker was that he couldn't figure out that a tool was used for scraping carpets.
Yeah, there were some moments I'm like, come on, Batman would know that.
Yeah.
Echo with me and with Cannoli. Yeah. I know we can't figure out what's happening, so we're just going to roll with it for now. So
yeah.
I've only got 5 viewers, so I'm not big issue. I think I can do with it for now. Yeah, and obviously he's found a clue, and it's a bit of residue that might lead to the Phantasm, and but it's not much. But now we've got this other lass who's come along, and she's seeing the councilman, and it looks like she's got a past with Bruce Wayne as well. We're wondering who the hell this woman is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's very smug as well. He's looking for.
Yeah, he's like, he thinks he's gonna get with her later, and just he thinks he's all high and mighty.
And obviously, this is one thing we never got with Michael Keaton, the playboy aspect of Bruce Wayne. Same thing with Pattinson.
I have to say, this was really ahead of the game. Look at all the boxes they're checking there. I mean,
the diversity boxes.
The diversity right there. I mean, this shot right here just... but of course, nobody gave a shit back then because it wasn't a big deal. Now, people would point that out. And isn't it interesting? That's what we look for now, is all of these different, diversity aspects. But, of course, because it's ingrained in my brain, this particular scene stood out to me.
Yeah, I like that. You're right. He's playing up that persona that he needs to help his dual identities, and I like that. Yeah, that they show that a lot in the animated show too, which I appreciate.
I know, but yeah, it wasn't just put right in your face. We just kind of saw, Bruce Wayne is hanging around with some gorgeous women, and because he's rich, and that's it. And obviously, this lady's not too impressed. She's obviously a jilted lover because he's got to keep up this playboy facade, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So no one
could suspect him. Yep.
Yeah. And Councilman likes to rub it in a little bit as well, and he rubs in the fact that he's seen his ex-girlfriend as well. Someone who, and obviously Bruce Wayne is really pissed off here. You can tell he's really touched a nerve. And I love that little lad. Thanks for the handkerchief, Arthur. You know where you can stick it.
That's the little adult thing they get to throw in there.
And we got to the Bruce Wayne brooding.
Yeah, this is great. So this is the stuff that's missing from the live action movies. Just enough to kind of give you a sense of how torn apart he is about his parents not being there, and then this dual identity. And I love that they show this early on in the movie. This is great. I love this scene.
Yeah, and it does start to trigger off a flashback as well, where we go to the past, and he's a lot more younger as well, and you can tell his hair's a little shorter and a bit tighter. His face is a little, yeah.
I had to like stop for a second to realize that was a flashback. But you're right. They changed the way the character looked just a little bit so you could identify with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's weird though, because when you watch season 4 of the Batman animated series, well, they started changing the animation up. He does look like his younger model, which always put me off a bit because he's supposed to be older.
Mm.
Yeah, but if they gave him like a little few grey hairs, it might have worked. But I don't know. The way they reanimated the 4th series always put me off a tiny bit, but it's still a good series.
Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah, and obviously, this is where we found out the woman is a woman that he first met.
Mm-hmm.
And her name is Andrea, and she's lost her mum as well. And they do sort of have this nice little connection. She's very optimistic. She's very funny. She's very sassy. While he's a bit of a serious old git.
Yeah. Well, they balance each other well. Yeah, because she's adventurous. But I like how he's like, he keeps asking her, are you saying something to me? And she's like, yeah. But the way she's playing it off is not really answering the question for him until later on. But like, he's like, what is going on here? You know, but it's great.
Yeah, I agree, Black Lives. Yeah, that is we'll get to that song because that is probably one of the best moments in the film.
Yep.
It really
agree.
is.
Oh God, yeah.
And yeah, she's got some good one-liners as well. Dana Delaney plays her so fucking well. She can do the one-liners so well. You instantly like this woman, yeah.
Yeah, the voice acting is superb in this movie.
I know, and can't forget Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace.
Oh, he's the best.
He gets it perfect. He's so fucking perfect in the role.
He's great. Yep.
And I like this bit as well. I talked to my parents, and I made a vow.
A secret one.
Yeah, look at her. She's all excited. She's all playing, she's all playful. Everything. You can't help but love her.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Have you kept your vow? And he's like,
so far. Yep.
And yeah, he keeps it vague. He doesn't. He's not letting her in way too much. He's sort of like keeping. No. He's opening up to her a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
Which is always the key to getting a fan bed, you know.
Of course. How come you always want to look like you jump? Yeah, because that's Bruce Wayne's thing, right? He's always brooding and serious. Where, like you said,
it's a good line. Yeah, it's a good little foreshadowing to what his kind of lifestyle is going to be.
Yes.
Yeah, and it wasn't that I was asking. She was imagining that
mother.
Yeah.
So good.
Look at that smile. He loves her. He loves this woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the first few moments he gets of a little bit of normality, and even he kind of can't help but feed off it a little bit.
Right.
And once again, it's nice. He's like this is obviously his early years. He's not Batman yet, but he's obviously trying to get used to doing this a lot, and but he's still very green.
I like this because I just finished reading Batman Year One right before I watched this, and I was like, okay, so there's obviously they took a lot of inspiration from that, especially with this scene. But I really was like, oh, okay. But I love seeing early Batman.
Yeah, I know, where he doesn't really, he knows how to fucking fight, he knows how to adapt, but he doesn't really have that edge properly, does he? Like,
right.
He still makes mistakes. He's still very, he still fucks up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that bit in Year One where someone threatens him and he laughs at the guy and he realizes it's a big mistake and he ends up paying for it. He gets
later on. Yep.
Yeah, and they laugh at him as well. They laugh at him because they think he's a fucking idiot. He's just another clown in
Mr. Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that plays into the whole thing later on, where he's like, I need a symbol. I need,
exactly.
I need something to show so they could fear me.
Yeah, and you get a young Harvey Bullock as well. He's just this little snot-nosed kid who's already adapting to a lifestyle of a coffee and donuts, bad diet, everything. And Bruce Wayne is not perfect. He's fucking up a little bit though. He almost gets himself killed, and
Yeah.
there was a ways he probably could have done this that would have avoided what happened here.
Yeah, that's why I like Batman Begins. Because at least they show that he was making mistakes early on. He's hurting himself trying to meet Commissioner Gordon early on. He's, on the fire escape. He's falling, and I like that.
I love that bit where he just hits the fucking
really hard. Yeah, when he's jumping.
Man. Yeah, you feel it, man.
Yeah.
I think Christian Bale was really at his best in Batman Begins. I don't know how, but they kind of sort of ruined him a little bit in the sequels. He felt like he was too.
He's a great Bruce Wayne.
He's a great,
I think he would have been an okay Batman if that voice didn't get so like growly, and they went a little too far with his Batman persona. But Bruce Wayne, he was great.
I know, but you're right about the voice. I mean, because now we've got Pete Holmes sort of like taking the piss out of him a little bit now, and
exactly.
Which I have got a clip right now, which I will show you.
Yeah.
Here we go.
How long did it take you to come up with Batman, man who likes bats?
A surprisingly long time. My first choice was Batty McKickin' Punch. I'd have an upside-down guy and they'd go, "Who are you?" I'd go, "Batty McKickin' Punch." But they kept laughing.
I like that. That's great.
His video so much.
Oh man, I love Pete Holmes as Batman.
He's great.
Fucking hell, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cracks me up every time. And obviously it comes to the next morning, and he realizes he's he knows that he's made a mistake, and he's trying to work out where it went wrong and how he can avoid it.
Yeah. And while he's doing his like jiu-jitsu and all his Yeah, but you can see, he's got the bandages. It's like, and I like how she comes in all of a sudden. She's like, "What happened?" What happened to you?
Yeah, you trip over some fucking change.
Yeah.
Dana Delaney is really underrated in my opinion.
She's great.
Yeah, she played Lois Lane as well in the Superman animated series, and I like Twin Tombstone.
Yeah. That's the next series I'm going to start watching after Batman.
Yeah, Superman series is really fucking good. I mean,
it got foreshadowed by this though. Like even the creator was like, because Batman animated was so good, people just they just forgot about Superman's animated series.
Yeah, because it was the Superman Fleischer series that inspired kind of the aesthetic of Batman the animated series as well, and so I thought, let's turn it back around and use it to inspire our Superman series and bring it to the Justice League and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still one of the best fucking interpretations of these characters, better than any of the live action movies in my opinion.
100%.
Even the good ones.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, but it's a good thing that normality is kind of bleeding its way into his life, even though he's not asking for it, and he can't help but get intoxicated by it a little bit.
Yeah, I like how she just questions everything. She's joking with him, and I like how she's like, all jujitsu, and then she knocks him on his ass.
Yeah,
and she's like, I took self-defense for girls, and I was like, I like this. I like this woman.
Yeah, she kind of just sees him as another millionaire with too much time on his hands, but at the same time, there's something about him that she can't help but love.
Mm-hmm. This is what Sassy would do to me.
Yep. Put you in your place, sir.
She would be like, "Okay, you think you're a badass? Okay."
Sassy girl.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of loves that she humbles him as well. It's like I don't think he's had enough people in general humble him, and he appreciates it.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah. And they start getting it on, and fucking Alfred's like,
they get it on real quick, huh?
Yeah. Alfred's like, I'll go get the camcorder.
Yeah. You don't need my lemonade.
Yes, I need to brighten up my mundane life.
Mm-hmm. Right away.
Yeah, they're back to present day.
Yeah.
And Alfred's like, Miss Bambi's dancing on the fucking piano.
That's a great shot too.
Yeah, look, every shot is fucking great.
God, it's so good.
if you want to be in a morbid mood, have every shot of this placed around the walls on your house because there is this grim beauty to it.
Yeah.
Once again, we've got this other gangster. You don't know who these people are at first, though, are you? You're wondering, okay, so he's come to see the guy who got killed, so he's connected. And now we've got this bastard coming back again. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot happening.
There is. It took me a second to make sure I understood all of the big names and all of the, the bad guys and stuff. Because there was, in my opinion, they were coming at me all at once, and so I had to kind of remember who was who. That was the only thing I struggled with, but overall, it was fine.
Yeah, and the one thing I noticed about the Phantasm right now is voiced by, I think, Stacy Keach's son. And Stacy Keach plays the dad of Andrea. And it is a nice little, not so much of an obvious clue to give away who the Phantasm is, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
Same.
I agree. Yeah, because the whole time, the first time I'm watching, who the hell is this?
Yeah, I mean, I had absolutely no idea. Like, I couldn't even guess. I couldn't even make a bad guess.
And it's creepy.
Yeah,
Is it supernatural? Like, yeah, because she's dodging, they're dodging bullets and, smoke and disappearing. It's like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's like, because he is like a Reaper in a way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking scary. It's like, Jesus Christ, I think I was about 7 when I first saw this.
Yeah, that would definitely freak me out.
Yeah, same.
But I kept watching, though. It's one of those things where, even though I was a little bit terrified, I just couldn't help but stick by it.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Obviously, the gangster,
Yeah, that's the beauty of how they made these shows and movies, though. It's like, it's just enough. For, like we said earlier, for the adults to stay engaged, but still enough to keep the kids, excited to watch it.
Yep.
Yeah,
so they're not bored.
It's kind of like when you get those old grim fairy tales, where they had really harsh fucking endings, but kids still loved them 100 years ago. And it's like they're getting you ready for how harsh the world can be, but at the same time, still giving you a little bit of optimism to, it's still worth living.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and this guy, he gets a fucking gruesome death, even though it's never seen. This guy's been really fucked up. Even the look on their faces,
they're like, oh god,
they're horrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was back when PG fucking meant PG.
Yeah,
Right.
they pushed that envelope. Yep.
Yeah, at least these days, fucking Disney Pixar get PG just because they made one little innuendo joke and that's it.
Yeah,
I know, it's so dumb.
I know.
Yeah, once again, they think it's the Bat. Yeah.
Yep, they think it's Batman.
It's the stinking Bat. I'll come to this other place where this really old, frail-looking guy is just is discovered that his old fucking mob buddies are dead, and he's like having breathing problems, and it's like shit. Yeah, he's going to be next. So.
Yeah, this was that was Abe Vigoda playing that role. Who's
from The Godfather.
Yeah, I love Abe Vigoda. So as soon as the first time I heard his voice, I was like, oh, it's a perfect voice for this role.
Yeah, because the guy who played Chucky Soul was Dickie Miller from Gremlins. He's
Gremlins,
Lords,
Yeah, they did a great job picking these people.
And he played Boxy as well in the animated series, one of Harley Quinn's old admirers. So he's been in a lot, man. He's been in a fucking lot.
Definitely.
Again, they've got loads of great actors into this. They've had like what's his name, James Remar from the Warriors in a couple of roles. They've had Earl Bowen from the Terminator movies in one.
You
look at the cast list in that series, it's fucking amazing. All the
it is pretty incredible.
David Warner was Ra's al Ghul. Jesus Christ.
Yes, excellent.
And we even got and the guy who plays Harvey Bullock was him out of Total Recall. You bled to Mars.
Oh yeah, what's his name? It's Robert Costanzo, I think. His name is.
Yeah, he's Chandler's dad as well, isn't he?
Yep.
So they got loads. They did not fuck about with the cast, and they got everyone they thought would be perfect. And,
Perfect.
And yeah, I really wish Warner Brothers had this, or DC had this kind of initiative today.
Well, we'll see with James Gunn. I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, mate, David, you want that urinal? Ah, man.
That's a
I still
perfect
go
place
for
to meet him. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bale Bat voice in Dark Knight isn't great, but otherwise he captures Batman's rage. The interrogation room scene with Ledger is peak Batman. Yeah, I still like that scene. That's still my
Oh,
favorite scene.
it's a great scene.
It
One
is,
of the
yeah.
best. Yeah.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, that's a great scene. They tried to reenact that scene in the Batman movie with the Riddler, and it didn't come across as impactful to me. It just seemed like it was kind of like a rip-off of what Ledger and Bale did.
Yeah, kind of. I still like the Batman, but it has its problems. Like, I don't like Batman looking like a flying squirrel when he glides in the sky. I want him to have big bat wings.
Yeah.
He's supposed to look like a bat. That's the whole point. Is he uses the bat as a way to strike fear. He has to look like a creature.
Yeah.
So,
Completely agree.
so I think when they don't make Batman movies, they need to pare down the realism a little bit and still realize this is still a comic book movie, and that's why we watched this for.
Yep, I completely agree.
And I love how Christian Gordon's like, listen, you want to track down Batman, you fucking go ahead. I am not getting involved. And Batman's listening in. He knows he's going to be alone, but Batman don't fucking care. He's done this before.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's a veteran at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not going to let a few. He's not going to let a few don't-eating cops and a bureaucrat spoil his day.
No, he knows better.
Yeah, the think they can learn with a bat suit. Another one is like,
it's another great shot.
Yeah, here we go.
It's beautiful with the
Once again.
Batmobile in the background. Oh god.
I always like how the sky's always red all the time, even though it's
it's all that Gotham City pollution.
yeah. I'd love if that was the explanation, because it would just make the city even more fucking desolate and oppressive.
Yeah. There he goes with Detective Batman again.
Yeah. Once again, they seem to forget just how smart Batman is as a character. He's not just a guy who dresses up in a costume and bashes people about. He's intelligent. He's smart.
He's super smart.
Yeah. Because even though the origin is sort of like skipped upon a little bit or made a little bit vague, you get the idea. He's done his fucking homework. He's read every single book on how to be a great detective or criminology, all that stuff.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, and he spots Andrea again for the first time in a long time, and he kind of loses his cool a little bit there. He sort of panics.
Well, yeah, because not only is it somebody seeing him standing in front of his parents' grave, it's like it's her. So it's like, oh shit, it's like a double.
Yeah, I know. A woman that's made a big impact on you will do that no matter how fucking hardened you are.
That's very true. It's very true.
And I love how she sort of comes to that conclusion straight away. She sees him by the grave, and when you get later on in the film, the context does start to come along a little bit more to how she did. That's in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. Poor Bruce.
Yep.
Yeah, he is a tragic figure, Bruce Wayne, because he can never have a normal life.
Yep. Nope. It's sad. That duality. He just battles with that this entire movie, and
Is that so you've watched so out of all the versions, who do you think is the best Batman and Bruce Wayne? I mean, even is it Kevin Conroy or is it one of the others? I mean,
it's hard because like I love Conroy, especially now where I've been in the last year or so really getting into the animated series and all these early movies. I mean, to me, he's got the best Batman voice, best Bruce. It's just the persona is great. It's hard, man. I'm nostalgic for the Keaton movies because I was a kid. I was like 10 years old when the first one came out. So it's hard. I personally think Christian Bale was the best Bruce Wayne. I think he just fits that character perfectly. He's got the look. the physique and the mannerisms. Like he plays that rich persona. Yeah, even he does the Playboy thing well.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just a great actor too.
Yes.
But as Batman, he kind of lost me as the later movies went on. I'd say probably Conroy has the overall package, but yeah, I think Bale's the best Bruce Wayne. People might think I'm crazy, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it looks very smooth, doesn't he, and very charismatic when he's in that suit and everything.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I do agree. Yeah, the Batman voice is so over the top, and he didn't sound so bad in Batman Begins, but as soon as it went to the Dark Knight, it just went more ridiculous, and I was like, why are they doing that?
It was a little too over. It was too much.
Why did they let it get that way? Do you think?
I don't know. They had to have had test screenings and people. Somebody had to tell Nolan this doesn't sound right, but maybe I don't know. With
weird.
Nolan, who the hell knows, man? His sound design stuff is so weird in general. What he does in his movies, but you just because The Dark Knight was such a good movie, you just like look past it, kind of.
Yeah, and it is mostly from Heath Ledger's very, very charismatic performance because he just fucking owned every scene in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I was mesmerized, and I was not a guy who was like, I wasn't one of those people. It's like I don't want to give Heath Ledger a chance. This is not going to work until I saw the first few trailers, or I heard the voice in the first teaser trailer. I was like, oh, and then we went to see it. Obviously, we were on vacation when we saw it, actually, and I was like, wow. As soon as I saw him come on the screen, I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. They nailed this role with this guy. And
he wasn't this clown circus performer joker. He was like this very grungy looking sort of like.
It was the opposite of Jack Nicholson. Yeah,
it's like this grungy anarchist.
Yeah. He was fantastic. I mean, to this day, I probably the best. You could say it's the best villain performance in any movie. And you wouldn't be wrong. Like I wouldn't argue that point with you.
Yeah, like the pure fucking nihilism of Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I think there was a real good there was a real good take by Jordan Peterson where it was like he's not a guy who wants to win, he wants everybody to lose.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, I want to see. That's why it's like Alfred tells him. Some people just want to see the world burn because they're trying to find a motive, and it's like this. Not everybody needs a motive. Some people are just crazy, you know.
Yeah, and there's more mystery to his past as well. He lies about his past,
which I like.
It's basically the Killing Joke, isn't it? If I have a past, I'd rather have it a multiple choice.
Yes, which I just finished reading last night actually, and I love that even in that. They leave it ambiguous. Like this might not really be the Joker's origin story. This is one of the ones that he probably created in his own mind out of many, which was fun. I love that fact about that graphic novel.
Yeah, and you can see it as a standalone comic where Batman finally does snap and kill the Joker because he's beyond redemption.
But at that point, he doesn't care. He's old. He's like, I don't give a shit. I don't have much time left, and we're past. You know, he even says it in The Dark Knight Returns. You know, how many people did I murder because I let you live? you know,
he still doesn't really kill him, does he? He sort of like snaps his neck enough to paralyze him, and that's it.
And he still can't get rid of him because he's burning up with all that graphite, and he's smiling. He's like, "Stop smiling at me," you know. Because even when he's dead, it's like, "Oh, it's so good."
Yeah, people are always a bit weird on Batman killing it, and. I think I do prefer when Batman doesn't kill, but at the same time, these criminals are going back on the streets every time they get put in Arkham.
And they're causing
more people harm.
Massive murder. Yeah, it's a fine line. I know he has a code technically, but it's somewhat justified because accidental killing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much fucking killed even in the Nolans. I mean. Ra's al Ghul, come on, he could have saved him. He could have just saved him and broke his legs or something, maybe.
In the first Nolan movie, he drives through the chemical plant with the bombs on the Batmobile and blows up the whole chemical plant with people in it. It's like he murdered everybody.
He fucking kills in the Batman ones. He does.
It's like, okay. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it don't really bother me when Keaton kills. I mean, maybe he did a little bit when Affleck did, but I'm like, okay, fuck it. It's
yeah, that was a little more sadistic, kind of. They were trying to pull from The Dark Knight Returns and that. I know it's what he says, but
Yeah, did you even read the fucking comic? Zack
No.
Snyder.
Well, that's Zack Snyder. He thinks that the fans of the comics are wrong anyway, but he's an idiot. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same excuse. Oh, if I had a chance to have more creative control, it would have been better. And it's like, listen, you've been saying this for every single one of your fucking movies.
yeah, it was like since
Get on
Man
the
of
job.
Steel, I'm waiting for him to make a good movie. And well, not even before that. I mean, he made what 300 Watchmen. He made some decent movies before he got to Man of Steel, and then just shit after that. And after seeing Rebel Moon, nothing he says has any, a credibility with me, because that might be the worst movie I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, he's a good visual director, but fuck me, does not know how to write a story. You need to get a good story writer in.
He needs to be reined in 100%. Like Watchmen, at least he had good source material, and he was reined in there a little bit there. That's why I thought it was a good movie, especially the director's cut was actually a really good movie. After that, Jesus, man, what a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, and it's weird because I did actually like his version of the Justice League. It goes on way too fucking long, but it did bring a bit more context that was needed, which the Whedon version didn't have. But
yes, it was still too over dramatic, and he tried to make it like a cyborg movie. It was better, but even it's just a shinier turd on the lawn. That's all it is.
I know.
I mean,
like I
really.
said, I don't like moments of it. I like the fact that when the Earth blows up and Flash has to sort of like reverse time, and it's kind of batshit cool.
Yeah.
But
sorry, we got off.
Yeah, I got off a tangent there, but okay. Yeah, Zack Snyder, good director, but these fucking good writers. So.
Yes, I agree.
He does, and obviously, fucking Councilman's.
I like how she's distracted. She's just like constantly distracted.
I know.
This guy.
Yeah, Batman's sort of like
stalking a little bit.
Yeah, he is basically stalking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's asking how her dad is, and it's obviously she's fucking lying that things are going well, but no, there's something off about her. She's not as optimistic as she was in the flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I love this sort of shot as well. This is just like
beautiful artwork here.
Yeah. Ordinary paintings as well, and he gets the eyes and it looks sternly.
Mm-hmm.
Then we come to another flashback where they're at this big fairground that's supposed to be all like a big exhibition show.
Yeah, like future stuff. And I like the flashbacks though. Like they do a good job of it's not too jarring.
Yes.
Like it makes sense in the context of the storytelling.
Yeah, it doesn't confuse you either. It brings a lot more insight into his character. Probably even better than Batman Begins did.
I agree there. I agree. And I thought they did that well. And again, going back to Snyder, he was trying to do this in Man of Steel with the flashbacks, but it was just all over the place.
Yeah, it was. It felt real choppy. It didn't feel like there was any
editing was terrible. Right. No cohesion. Here there's a cohesion. This makes sense as to why he's flashing back constantly.
Yeah, not only that, a lot of this stuff comes back later.
Yes, it goes full circle. Yep.
And I like how he looks at this card. Yeah, it looks like the Batmobile. You see those little hints of there going on.
And he's even ignoring her. Like she's like, "What are you looking at?" And he's like, "Huh?" I'm looking at this beautiful car. I'm gonna drive through Gotham eventually.
I know. And once again, a bit of normality starts bleeding into his life a little bit more, and he's about to meet. He's actually freeing up time to meet Andrea's dad, even though he's unexpected and he's not. And he doesn't. He's kind of. There's a part of him that wants to resist it, but he can't help it. He loves this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And there he is, Carl Beaumont, played by Stacey Keach.
Yeah, he was great too.
Yeah, Stacey Keach is a real good actor. And obviously, you see Councilman, he's real young. He's like real nerdy. He's got his bow tie. And it's just a little, basically just an assistant, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a nobody here yet. Then the mafia comes to call him.
Yeah. And it turns out, he's not such this charmer. He actually has got a few secrets as well that he's trying to sort of like keep concealed.
Yeah, and I love Bruce Wayne's reaction.
Yeah, he knows instantly he's a scumbag.
Mm-hmm. Yep, his instincts kick in immediately.
Yeah, the way he blows smoke into the guy's face. I mean, what a dickhead.
Yeah. Well, typical gangster.
Yeah. Is my shirt too big or is my butt crawling?
No
Such a good.
manners.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a good little guy. This is a good little shot as well because he seems like just another henchman, but at the same time, when you look at it, you kind of know who it could be.
Yeah, they play into that later, big time.
I know. And yeah, this is where he does come to the conclusion that he might have to give up his vengeance to lead a normal life because he tries to take on these muggers who.
Yep.
Oh, yep.
That's just his thing.
Yeah.
He's always trying to do the right thing, right? He wants to help
Exactly.
people who can't help themselves. And he tries here. And she's understandably trying to be like, no, just let it go because she doesn't want to see him get hurt or killed.
I know.
He doesn't care. he's like, I have to do this.
And after my recent rewatch, I was like, yeah, this is why she figured out Batman was Bruce Wayne because.
Yep.
Yeah, because he, like you said, he would not stand by and let innocent people get harmed. Batman wouldn't do that. Bruce Wayne shouldn't do that either.
Right.
And yeah, he's about to he takes this guy off a motorbike. He's prepared, but then he sees that she's fucking worried, and it really does put him off. He's like, he realizes, I'm risking my life. I'm putting someone else in anguish. It's not fair on them.
Right.
And he loses the fight.
Yeah, that's his first indication of like how he's being distracted from what his main goal is supposed to be with her. And like it's just that, that's why these flashbacks are important too.
Yeah, for anyone joining us, yeah, we know there's an echo. We've been trying to fix it, and we just think, fuck it, we'll go with it. If it ends up being part of the whole stream, and so be it, and hopefully it won't happen again. But
we took like a half an hour to try to fix it. It just didn't work.
Yeah, and he's more conflicted here. He's like he still wants to have a normal life, but at the same time, he feels he's letting his parents down if he doesn't go out for vengeance.
I felt so bad for him this entire movie. Like I said, I really liked how it humanized him, and he was super torn between doing what's right and what he just wanted to have a normal life, but he knew that wasn't possible.
Yeah. I know, and it does all this. It does that. It brings more layers to a character. And this was saying that kids who watch the animated series on the Saturday morning, whenever it came on, and then it's very mature story writing. Something that.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and I love this scene where he's trying to come up with the costume, and he's like, "I need to. They need to fear me." And the bat flies right by the window real quick. And you see the reflection in the glass. It's these little tiny innuendos they throw in there. If you're paying attention, because the first time I saw this, I didn't notice that. Second time I did, like, oh, okay, well, little foreshadowing there. He's gonna be. This is what needs to happen. This is what he's gonna turn into.
I know. And yeah, this is probably the best scene that comes after as well because he's just begging for forgiveness by his parents. It feels like it's like every time lightning strikes every time he begs for forgiveness, lightning strikes near the grave, and I love that.
Yeah, this part here was unbelievable.
Okay, what did you do? I can't hear you now.
Oh,
Cannoli.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Oh no, that's okay. I thought Cannoli was.
No, it was my mic. This part's heartbreaking.
It is.
He's trying to let go, and he's begging his parents, like, let me go this burden. I know I promised, but this is like I said, I'll give the city money. I'll get more cops. I don't have to do this, right? And this is one of the best scenes in any Batman movie ever made. Period. This is what's missing from the live action movies.
Agreed.
Stuff like this, so you can empathize with him more.
Why are they afraid to humanize him, though? Like I said, in the movies, I think that, I don't know. I think it would be a good take to see him be a little bit more normal than just a superhero.
I think because there's so much they have to put into a movie. Like here.
No, listen, what they don't need to put on, again, is we know how the parents died. We don't have to see that.
Well, that was the knock with the Batman vs. Superman movies, that Snyder reenacted that. It's like, we know. Just like why people appreciated the Spider-Man the Homecoming with what's his name? I forgot the British guy playing Spider-Man. They didn't have to. Yeah, Tom Holland. They didn't have to go into the whole Uncle Ben thing all over again. You just know he's dead.
Right. So we should just get that here. We basically just we know what happened, but we never actually get to see his.
Well, this is the point that Vex made with the Dark Knight Returns, because in Dark Knight Returns there's a lot of this. Not as much as here, but there's a lot of it like where he can't let go, and this promise that he made, where it has to me a big impact on the character and how this movie. If this scene doesn't happen in this movie, you still care about the character, but to me it has a much bigger impact on what happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I like how she shows up as well to tell me it's okay, and she's like, maybe they sent me, and he sees this as a sign that his parents are allowing him to be free of his bed and live a normal life.
Right.
And yeah, it's emotional shit. It really is. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's why I think I liked it so much.
This guy's got his.
I know. And this is obvious. And then we realize this is the fucking gangster that was
in the beginning.
Andrea's dad, and he's old and frail now. And he's also friends with fucking Councilman, and you're wondering, Councilman has a bit of a fucking agenda, isn't he? So he's not. He is more of a dickhead than we thought he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously he's trying to find out what's happening. Why is Batman killing my guys already?
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't do that. He's never, this isn't Batman.
I know. Yeah, because he wants to make sure, doesn't he? And Councilman's no fucking help either. And, I love that little line. He's not very healthy in here, and he has that look on his face.
Right.
Yeah. And now Batman's looking through all the evidence, what's connecting all the killers, and he realizes they're all connected to the gangster he met when he met Andrea's dad.
Yep.
And there's the detective aspect that I enjoy about Batman.
It's logical. He comes to conclusions.
Yes, exactly. Makes sense.
I like that part.
And obviously Alfred calls him out a little bit. He's like, you're going to go to see Andrea again, aren't you? And Batman's like, oh, you think you know everything about me, don't you?
What did he say? Wasn't it the part where he said I used to wipe your butt, or was that a different one, Cannoli?
I diapered your bottom. I bloody
diapered your bottom. Yeah.
There you go. I diapered your bottom.
But what I love about Alfred, he's not afraid to remind him, hey, I knew you when you were just a little kid, and I took care of you.
I think that's one reason why I like the Alfred, Michael Goff Alfred as well, because he is really, really trying to hone in that to Michael Keaton's Batman to live a normal life. He's really trying to get Vicky Vale onto it.
Yes, he was great. That was a great Alfred interpretation.
Yeah, a lot of people bitch about Alfred letting Vicky Vale come back here, but she kind of figured it out. Michael Keaton was going to tell her anyway. He almost did before Joker burst in and ruined everything.
Yep, I agree. I agree. I was just rewatching that actually earlier today, and I was like, I could see why people had a problem, because it's a little. The storytelling just like jumps all of a sudden. It's really quick, and you just all of a sudden you see it. But it's like, whatever. I get it.
Obviously, Batman's investigating Andrea's home, and he sees that. Or is it his office? I can't remember now. Anyway, he finds a picture of the old gangsters, and he remembers Carl Beaumont.
Yep.
And this was where he really was going to let go of his vengeance and actually have a normal life, and he was happy for the first time in his life.
Yes, and again, this is one of those scenes. He's finally ready to be happy, and then as soon as he gives her the thing, and she says yes, the bats come out of the cave out of nowhere, and you're like, oh god.
And it's like, oh, I'm ready to lead a normal life. Bats come out saying, oh yeah.
You think so, huh? And it's great. It's great storytelling, and it's a beautiful image. It's heartbreaking for him, but it's just so well done and impactful.
And I love that shot. That really reminds me of but I think it was Batman Year One or it's one of the Frank Miller ones. This shot.
Yeah.
So like this little tidal wave, aren't they?
That kind of looks like a Dark Knight Returns shot.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously, this is the last time he sees of Andrea, he sees a dad has business with the gangsters, and and then we come to this guy as well. Again, that fucking smile, and I'm guessing a lot of people did realize who it was, though.
Yeah, if you're paying attention, definitely, especially with the facial features.
I didn't get it
pick
at
it up.
first. So.
She and Sassy didn't pick it up right away.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't figure out, but I was like 7 anyway. I wasn't really knowledgeable in all the cliches in film noir.
I'm still learning a lot, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's still, I think even if you knew it was coming, it's still a really good reveal.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Agreed.
And immediately he just has like, something about this guy. God.
I think me and him are gonna have a ugly future together. Obviously, he's sorting the cave out, finding out what's going on, and then he gets the note, and it's like, she's left him.
That was so sad. Poor guy.
And imagine, like, from him, like, out of nowhere, there's no explanation. It's just, we gotta go.
I know.
See you later.
Yeah, it's like his one chance for a normal life there. He's just gone, and so he just reverts back to his old self now, back to his old plan. And yet, as soon as he's rejected, it goes right to that picture of his parents, and that says everything.
Yep. Good point.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. Once again, all visually done. It doesn't spell it out to you. It lets you come to your own conclusions, even if you don't always come to it straight away. You know, that's what I love about rewatching this stuff.
It's fantastic, and I love this scene here where you see Alfred, and it's crazy here because it's like a twofold thing. You see him, this kid that he helped grow, that he was a father to, basically helped grow up. He sees him put on this costume, and then I love the reaction when he puts the mask on.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck has become of you, man?
Yeah, like holy shit. And you don't see this in movies either. Like Alfred's reaction, never mind the criminals, but even Alfred, like, wow. This is beyond me. Yeah.
The first person he intimidates with that costume is his own father figure, and it's kind of, I can't really describe the word, but it's kind of fucking cool. It seems perfect.
Yeah.
And it's all silhouetted. You don't see it. You just see the eyes, and that's it. And that epic music plays, and
yeah, I agree.
And he takes the picture as evidence, and then it's back to the fair, but it's all fucking run down. It's like a total shit house. It's not the place it used to be. It's rust everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, and Sal Valestra's in there, and he's obviously looking for help, and then we found out who was going to be bloody helping him, and it's this fucking guy.
Oh god! And as much as I can't stand Mark Hamill, he is perfect for. I mean, this is so good. He's just so good in this role.
Yeah, I know. And he's like, so he's asking for this guy to help. What the hell is he? That he must be that desperate. And yet, it looks like the Joker knows him as well. It's fucking hell. There is more of a connection. He's not just there as fan service. Yeah, or Sally Louisa Valestra.
He was so funny. His one-liners are so good.
Yep.
Yeah, so what's an old timer like you want with a two-timer like me? He just gets some fucking great lines. He really does. It's so funny.
You're right.
And he's very abusive to him as well. He's always he just slams him straight into the fucking carriage. He's like, and he's just this frail old guy. It's just unfair, but it makes me laugh.
Yeah,
totally fucking cruel.
It's so good.
Yep, he does not give a shit.
Honey, I'm home. So goddamn good. I laughed out loud. A few times.
Yeah, he is fucking funny in this. He does really bring some dark humor into the mix. I mean, every time the Joker plays Happy Holmes with his little bit of sadistic sense of humor, it's always solid gold, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah. Especially with the fucking dog. It's always like down rusty, and he just fucking kicks it.
Right.
Can't be too careful with all those weirdos around.
So good.
Yeah, even with his wife is like, "Oh, meatloaf, I ate it for lunch."
Pulls her. Yeah, this is so
Yeah.
good.
Obviously, Sal's asking the Joker because the Joker's the only one who could probably take on the Batman, and even though Joker's a little bit skeptical, he decides right after Sal antagonizes him a little bit, saying that he's got a lot of fucking skeletons in his closet as well, and then Joker, even though he loses his rage, he still agrees to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I like how he gets real fucking angry and just snaps right out of it and starts laughing again.
Laugh at his ass. I know it's so Joker.
Yeah.
It's perfect Joker.
And we get this. Yeah, and obviously Sally's got a bit more confident now. He knows Joker's going to help him, but there's always a price when you got the Joker. All you have to do is give a nice big smile.
Oh yeah.
Councilman once again tries to pull Andrea, and he gets shot down. And yeah, she kisses. Yeah. At least when I was rewatching this, I thought she was doing it deliberately because Batman was in the corner, but she seems well shocked when he does appear.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, even she sort of shoots down his dramatic entrance.
Yeah. Yeah, she's very cold.
Yeah, she's very cold. She's not that same person we saw in the flashback. She's you can tell something's bothering her. Yeah, Batman still starts to suspect it's her dad that's doing all the killings, and he's trying to find out information, but she's just being totally evasive. She's not helping him one way whatsoever.
Yeah, and she just keeps giving it to him.
Yeah,
You know, these trying to break him down, and you feel bad because you're like, God, what's happening? And then once he leaves, though, she starts crying, and you're like, okay, obviously there's more to this than
I know. I mean, because he's still pissed off at her dad for making her leave, and then he thinks that she's doing anything that her daddy says, but then she gets back at him saying, "It's you're the one that's following your fucking parents' orders."
Right.
You can really tell it cuts him deep.
Yeah.
But she's obviously hiding something, and once again we've got the Phantasm waiting outside at Valestra's house. He's ready to fucking take him out. And then we get this fucking creepy image. It's a really good jump scare, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I know. You got that very nightmarish image as well with his cold corpse just grinning back at him.
Yeah, this is typical. Yeah, you're wondering because how was the Joker wasn't just going to let him get away with.
Yeah.
And then boom. This is what happens.
And obviously the Joker's trying to find out what's happening as well. So he's got him recorded. He knows it's not Batman, but he still has to have a nice little joke before killing him, saying, "Soon his name will be all over town, along with his legs and feet and spleen and head and he escapes fucking getting blown up.
Yeah,
like a fucking cockroach.
Yeah, it's fucking showing up everywhere. But I like how the villain narrowly escapes, and then Batman is in pursuit. And this is cool. I like this scene. This whole sequence here is pretty good.
Yeah, and because you know who it is, you realize why you start to know why the Phantasm wants Batman to be kept out of it, because
right,
there is more of a connection to him than Batman thinks.
Yeah.
But obviously he disappears, the cops are onto him, and we get this really fucking intense chase though. I mean, Batman is just totally vulnerable. He can't get back into his Batpod. He's having to leap off all these rooftops, nearly die. He nearly fucking breaks his arm. That would break your arm, that, to be honest.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And obviously Harvey Bullock's, yeah. He's, yeah. Yeah, the thing is, I don't like the Harvey Bullock character because he's kind of right as well. Like, we should be. Why are we busting our asses while this vigilante without a badge is going around being allowed to track down criminals?
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah. Because he is a good cop, even though he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, and he's like that in the animated show. In the animated series, it's the same way. Like
Yeah,
he doesn't love Batman, but he's a good cop. He's passionate.
And occasionally he does actually sort of put his differences aside with Batman. Like like in The Man Who Killed Batman, he actually does get pissed off when he finds out Batman is dad, and he actually wants to find out who it is. I love that. They show him, they narrowly miss him when he leaps off the bridge, and they come across this old construction site, and he's trapped.
Right.
And
this is great.
It is. It's very intense. I mean, you're on the edge of the seat every time because Batman really is in a vulnerable situation, and anytime they put the hero in that situation,
never turns out well.
Yeah, I know. But it makes it rewarding when he finally does make it out.
Yeah, and that's what I liked in the Batman Year One, was that there was a similar, because this takes a lot of liberties off that same situation where he gets stuck, where the police are surrounding him, shooting at him, and he can't get out right away. So I like that those parallels between the comic and this, and they took some of that storyline.
Oh yeah, because this is basically borrowed from a lot of the comics, and it is taken more from the original 30s noir, back when it was all gangsters with pinstripe suits and
100%.
I love that aesthetic, and I think all Batman's kind of should be, but while still having a bit of a modern twist to it.
Yes.
And yeah, this once again, I was 7 years old, and this was probably the first time I saw animated characters bleed. It was like, whoa, shit, man, this is hardcore stuff. This.
Yeah, and again, this is where, like you said, PG, even for regular movies, we've reviewed on our shows. Like you're like, wow, this was PG. Like this should have been R, like PG-13 or R nowadays. Where this, like you said, it pushes the envelope for that PG rating.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably tame now because about 10 years previously you had Temple of Doom with a guy getting his heart ripped out. So
yeah. Oh god, yeah.
But it's still shocking to see animated characters do this because
yeah,
back then my only experience with animation was like Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes and Disney and all that.
Yep. And at this point in the movie, I'm like, I keep checking in with Sassy. I'm like, you sure you're liking this? You sure you're? And she's like, yeah. Like she was into it. So I was like,
I know.
Okay. But if you could pull in people that aren't really too familiar with this stuff and keep them interested, even in a short movie, you're doing a good job.
No, I enjoyed the whole thing. I really liked it. It made me to start wanting. Remember, then we started watching the animated
series.
Yeah. Or you just put it on and I sat there and watched it because I do enjoy it.
Yeah, she's like, what's the next one? Let's go. Even today before the show, she's like, let's watch the next one. Let's watch the next episode. I was like, okay.
Yeah, they're easy binges as well because they are on so long, like 20 minutes, and that's about it.
Short.
They pack just enough into the story with a nice flow. It's and I don't think most scriptwriters seem to know or filmmakers know how to keep a pace in movies now. They seem to want to put every single scene in the movie when they could be better off left out.
Yeah, and like you said, for 20-minute episodes, they pack a lot into those episodes. And now she was interested in the Batman Beyond series because I have that. And I was like, well, we could watch this next, and it's only 3 seasons. She's like, yeah, okay, that sounds good to me. So, I'm like, okay, so we'll get into that after.
Just sort of taking the whole noir vibe, but adding a bit of Blade Runner in there as well. I thought that was really clever. And
yes.
And I only recently rewatched Batman Beyond last year as well, and look, man, it's good. It's better than I remember it. It's better than I remember it as well. Not like it as a kid, but I like it more as an adult.
Yeah, because like the first season was actually darker. They went into a darker, and then like the studio, I remember hearing that they were like, "No, it's got to be more kid friendly in season 2." So they kind of went back a little bit to what the original animated series like, which it was still good, but people wanted the darker, futuristic tone. I still think it turned out well for all 3 seasons.
Yeah, and it still stayed true to the character of Batman. Like there was an episode where a guy started speaking into Bruce Wayne's mind, making him think he was going crazy. But at the end, he's like, I realized I wasn't going crazy because the voice in my head never calls me Bruce Wayne. And
it's such good writing.
Yeah, and I forgot the name of the kid who replaces Batman in it.
God, I was just talking about this.
But he asks, what name do you call yourself? And he just gives him that look. He doesn't say anything because you know what the answer is already.
Yep.
And once again, back when the writers treat kids like adults instead of just fucking little kids.
Yep.
Terry
Yeah.
McGinnis. That's his name.
Terry
Thank
McGinnis.
you.
That's it. That's it.
Thank you.
There's plenty of great actors that could play Terry McGinnis in the new Batman movies.
Yeah.
I think Timothée Chalamet could be a good Terry McGinnis. He looks young enough for the part.
Yeah, possibly. I know people are always iffy with him. But,
Yeah, because he looks a bit pretty, but I don't know. You need a really young boyish guy for that role, don't you?
Yeah. They could make it work.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, thanks, Artie. Thanks, Artie, as well, for helping out there.
I agree.
Christ, I was drawing a blank. But back to the chase. All right, this is a weird fucking cut because Batman shoots his grapple hook at the helicopter.
Yeah.
And next time you see it, it's you see the cowl and the cape, but it's not him under there. It's like some barristers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like some wood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which, yeah, first time seeing this, I was like, oh shit, and then I was like, oh okay, obviously it's not him, but
it's a good
smart.
It's a good reveal. But I'm like, all right, how did he manage to do that without the cops noticing?
Right.
But
Yeah.
you kind of go along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, Batman's decowled now. He's got his face is showing, and he comes really close to being revealed as well.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I was kind of shitting myself as a kid when I first saw this. I'm like,
You're like, no.
no.
And then she saves him.
Yeah, she
like
conveniently comes out of nowhere to save him. How did she know?
Yep. Interesting.
And that look on Harvey's face as well. It's like, did he see it? Did he see it?
That's hilarious.
Archie? Yeah, so it's my opinion, though. It's my opinion with Timothée Chalamet. It's the only one I could think of at the time.
I'm pretty sure there's other younger.
There probably is. Probably other younger ones and better ones. But
He's just so, he's always in the news
Yeah.
these days. So, and Dune and everything. It's just fresh. Yeah.
And obviously, she's still hiding something, though. She's trying to do her best to.
Yeah, not
on
give
to
in
that.
to what they had before, but it's hard. It's hard, like you said. It's in any real life situation. This would be hard. These people were going to get married. They loved each other. She disappears, then they're together again. Those feelings just don't go away. So,
But this is where she starts to reveal why she left him. But
Yeah.
then again, could she be lying as well and to try and prevent him from being hurt? She could be making it up a little bit because
Sure.
it is told more from her point of view, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's just enough to kind of justify what happened with her, but a little bit fabricated. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously that the pointy face gangster is checking her out because once again the reveal hasn't come yet, but you kind of get the idea who it is.
Right.
And it turns out that Carl is due payment to the gangsters, and he has not got the fucking money at all, and he's obviously begging him to give him 24 hours to get the money together.
Yep. And they do.
Yeah. With a heavy heart. They know he's full of shit, but they're going to do it anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, and I like how the dad's like, all right, get packed. We have to go. And she's like, wait,
I
what?
know, just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. He's like, I can't get that money that fast.
I know. It's an investment, so there's a lot of red tape they've got to go through, and all they can do is just get the fuck out of Dodge, and that's about it.
I was
And
just thinking, why didn't she ask Bruce Wayne to help him out? He had money.
Well, maybe she didn't want to overstep, or because of the threats.
Yeah,
She
maybe.
didn't want to get him
I just
involved.
thought about that because he could have definitely helped.
But how
her.
much money are we talking? You can't. Hey, can I have $10 million, Bruce? And him be like, wait, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
yeah, but she is, despite her trouble, she is a good character, and she obviously does care about Bruce.
Yeah.
And yeah, once again, it's this little bit is like feeding us a red herring, like you say, whatever it takes. So it's still trying to make us think it's him. That's the Phantasm that's going around killing these gangsters.
Yes.
And she's still keeping up the lie.
Yes.
And obviously, Bruce is a little bit more forgiving of her now, and they do try and rekindle that romance that was sort of gone.
Yep.
Once again, they're about to get on Alfred just fucking runs in. It's like, oh, I'm getting my camcorder out again. A second video, volume 2. Yeah, they had sex.
Oh God, yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, 100%.
Even characters in kids shows have sex. They just turn the camera to the curtains. That's all.
Yeah, they just don't have to show you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's assumed.
Once again, it's so fucking well done. I mean, you almost feel that Bruce Wayne could have a bit of normality again.
Yep, I agree. It's just that old stuff is coming back. Like, can I really get out of this and
Yeah.
have a normal life with the woman I love?
And I love that look she gives when she says "Daddy doesn't matter anymore."
Yeah, she's done.
Yeah. She's not saying the whole truth. She's
Yeah.
And once again, Bruce Wayne's starting to feel a little bit more human again. The first time in a long time, and
and again, it's full circle, goes right back, and then this is where we realize.
Yeah,
I love this scene here. This was so because that's you have this duality thing going on, right? Where he's like, I want to have this happy life, the picture of his parents again, but he goes back to that detective persona where he sees something like a clue and he can't break away from it. He's got to figure it out.
Yeah, because he's been doing it for so long. How can you just switch off detective mode in his head? It's like an instinct now.
Yes, exactly.
Like you said, he's basically a veteran.
Yep.
Such a great reveal. And I love the laugh as well. And it cuts straight to the councilman's office. He's pissed off Batman's gotten away, and Joker just steps right in.
Oh, it's so iconic. Oh, God.
Obviously, Councilman just thinks the Joker's here just to give him some trouble over some bullshit, but no, it turns out Joker actually is. He reveals that he has more involvement with Joker than he assumed.
Yeah.
And I love how Joker feels like he comes across like a friend who, like someone who, like an old friend who is forgotten deliberately because he's so high and mighty. He plays that very well.
Yeah, and he's playing it off like, I don't know who you are. Well, he doesn't really know because he doesn't recognize him.
And I realize that Councilman is a bit of a dodgy bastard. He's really got a lot more skeletons in his closet than we've been led to believe.
Oh yeah.
And he tells him that it's not Batman killing everyone; it's the Phantasm. And obviously he's trying to find out from Councilman as well, but it's looking like Councilman doesn't fucking know either. But I love how he switches over a little bit. As soon as Andrea calls Councilman, he's like, because he remembers her from years ago when he was checking her out.
Yep. It's so freaking funny.
Oh my, not the babe.
Yeah. So good. So good. God, the way he delivers the lines is perfect.
Yeah, he's obviously. I know Mark Hamill has been doing stupid shit on Twitter, but fucking hell, he's so fun in this role.
That's my point. Like he says stupid shit, but then you watch this and you're like, just shut up and just
no,
like, come on, just don't ruin it.
You're there to entertain, just entertain, be the Joker.
Yeah, and the Arkham games too. I was just so good. It's like just do what you're meant to do and shut up.
I like the fact that because Councilman's basically sold out Andrea's dad and he's trying to fucking bone her as well, which is really sleazy. And the Joker he's lapping it up. He loves that. And obviously, Councilman pays the price because now he gets a dose of Joker's fucking laughing gas. And
yep, boom. Oh, this is so good.
It's so painful to watch as well because he's crying while doing it as well. It's like it's
painful. Yeah. This was a tough watch. It was great though. Like it just shows you how psychotic Joker is to do this to people.
I know. Like in the comics, they die laughing, don't they? But in the animated series, they couldn't have people die, so they just have them be constantly in fits of laughter, which is probably 10 times worse because they are suffering.
Yeah. Yeah, and they give him, and they finally calms down.
I know.
And Batman. Now imagine You're calm, finally relaxing. About to, and you see this giant bat coming at you. And you're like, oh, then he gets because he starts panicking again.
I know.
Right back to laughing.
Yeah, it's like if his stress levels go up, he starts laughing. He has to be real calm and for it to not have to not be in those fits.
Yeah.
And obviously, Batman finds out like Count Solar's shots at Cal Beaumont to the mob, and that Cal Beaumont is now dead. He's not the Phantasm.
Right.
And he's obviously realizing it is Andrea, so he tries to go to her place, and he gets a nice little call from Joker, who thinks he's her at the apartment. Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, he's acting like someone who chatted her up, but she rejected him, but he still loves her. I love that. He plays that little angle, which is very funny.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. He tries to fucking blow her up, and I love this little lad. Hey, office operator, I believe my part has been disconnected.
Is that infamous red sky?
Yeah. And we're coming back to the fairground of the future, and it is almost like a reflection on Bruce and Andrea's relationship. Like when it was in the past, it was all clean and lively and full of life, and now that the Joker's taken over, it's all been poisoned now. It's all fucking run down and neglected, and it's like a horrible place you don't want to be.
Right.
Yeah,
because it's like everything, like in their lives, kind of. It's and the Joker's personality. It's just a rundown shithole.
Yeah, it's infected everything. It's infected everything that was good and pure.
Yep, 100%.
Obviously, we get another second flashback, and she finds Joker has just exited her house.
Yep.
He's like, "What are you doing here? We paid you. You know, what have you done?" Turns out he's fucking killed her dad. Yep. He's the one that killed her. He's the one that pulled the trigger.
Yep.
And while she's screaming in fucking grief and anguish, he fucking picks up an apple and casually eats it and walks away. Like that is a total. So you get a little hint of who the Joker is as well before he became the Joker. He was always this kind of sadistically cruel man.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, when he's not fucking killing people, he plays Happy Homes with whatever he can find to play Happy Homes with. It's so hilariously demented.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
A little mixture. Yeah. She. I love how he uses that meat later on to fight all.
Yes, you think he's going to reach for the meat cleaver, but no, use the fucking salami. It's like, that's a total Joker thing.
So good.
You can't just do things the easy way. You have to do it the more fun way.
Yep, exactly.
He's like a big kid. He's like a psychopathic big kid.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Yeah, and obviously he knows it's Andrea because, he fucking killed her dad. He's the one that did it.
Yep. Yeah,
they get into this big fight,
Tuts.
Yeah, I can blow smoke too, tuts.
He uses his acid. Oh, God.
Hello, Lance. How you doing, man?
Hey, Lance.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Toxic, Left Eye, Jamalama, and RT as well. I'll look through your comments as well to see who else has joined us, and I'll say hello then. I do apologise. Yeah, and obviously Joker gets the upper hand, and she kicks him in the nuts. She kicks him in the
neck. Yep. That's gotta hurt.
A little bit.
You hear me out.
Yeah. And once again, it's like once again all those little robots in the fucking fairground. They try. He's managed to reprogram them to obey his command and even kill.
Yep.
And he goes,
Major look. He's using a mixer. I fucking love it. Oh, God. So Joker.
Like I said, like a sadistic, psychopathic big kid.
And it's funny, like, even in the animated series, I like they have all these different villains, but my favorites are still the Joker because in all the his character arcs in the animated series, because he's just he's the most fun villain to counteract Batman. right? So
Yeah, because Batman's so serious, isn't he? Joker's just so like he has to have a sense of humor.
So every time there's a Joker episode, I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to automatically. I love them all, but like especially those episodes.
Exactly. Once again, uses the salami because
So,
why not?
It's so good.
And he makes a fucking run for it. She tries to find him, and once again,
Mhm.
Joker's always better when he is 10 steps ahead, not physically, but strategically.
Yes, he's smart. He's crazy, but he's smart.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
he activates that biggest fan and is like, come to meet your biggest fan. He's like, yeah, he likes to throw the puns in as well, because that's all he is. He's a jokester, he's a trickster,
Yeah.
he's a clown. And Batman comes to rescue her, and it's a pretty fucking cool scene, though. He just leaps his bike into the air and throws it into the fucking propellers. And
Yeah.
it's a close call as well. Just she was like seconds away with getting thrown in the ground there.
Yep.
Yeah, Outcast. Yeah, we don't know what's happening. We've been trying for a while, and we're just gonna go with it. It's
It is what it is.
I know.
You get to hear my voice double, Lance. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and and this is the bit where she finally lets the truth out. She's angry about the life they could have had. She obviously loves Bruce, and the fact that these guys have just taken a whole chance of happiness away from her has really left her cold and vengeful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is the difference, right? Where
Yeah.
he just won't cross this line. We just watched this in the Hush movie earlier today too, where Catwoman wanted to cross that. She did cross that line.
Yep.
And he's like, I can't do it because then I'm no better than they are. And he just won't change.
I know, because Batman, he's had trauma as well. He's been wronged. He's
Yes.
and he's not trying to go through there.
Right.
I'm just reading Outcast's chat now. Someone has another window open with the stream. I'll check all your windows. I've checked. I've shut down all any that says StreamYard, even the ones that are even up on this tab. It's I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's weird.
I love this line. What will vengeance solve?
Yep.
And she's like, if there's anyone that knows the answer to that, it's you.
Yeah, it's a great line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Batman. So she's going to leave Batman to do the job now.
Yeah, this is great. I
Yeah,
was
it's
using
so-
the model,
so sharp.
the model and the planes, and it's just so Joker.
It is. It's like it's kind of like a cartoon where Bugs Bunny sort of like tries to get the upper hand on Elmer Fudd a little bit, but
Yeah.
and a little smile as well through the buildings. And he activates everything to distract him, and he tries to kill him with the spire of it as well. And he gets a tooth.
No,
tooth
hold
knocked
on,
out.
Lance.
Yeah.
I'm actually the only one without the echo, my friend.
Yeah, she's perfect.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, fucking hell. Once again, a little bit of PG violence as well. You get the blood splattering out of his mouth.
Yep.
You get the tooth flying out. The nose bleeding.
Yeah, he got really pissed at him.
Well, yeah, he's got planes flying into him, and
Yep.
I know.
Batman's not above breaking people's arms, legs, and teeth. He just won't kill you.
Yeah, I guess so.
And obviously,
They'll put you in
Joker's
the
that.
hospital.
Yeah, I mean, they don't fuck about this. I mean, even though it was aimed at like kids under 10, you know, they still
Yeah.
trying to see what they could get away with in terms of violence.
Yep.
Obviously, Joker activates the self-destruct button, and then Batman's trying to. This part baffled me because these are planes with propellers. They were cut through that fucking.
They would just go
anyway,
right through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But we need Batman to take care of this shit anyway, don't we? So yeah, use the
Yeah,
kit.
it's Batman. This
Yeah,
is good.
I know. And Joker's let him know that there's 20 miles. 20 miles of this area is loaded with explosives. Everything's gonna go up soon in a couple of minutes. So Batman has to act fast. He has to get Joker and get the fuck out of there as well.
Yep. Yeah, and
But either
it's just always Joker thinking ahead.
Yep.
exactly. I love how Joker's like, "Let me go, we'll both die." And even Batman's saying, "Whatever it takes." And I'm like,
Exactly.
is Batman was Batman out to kill Joker and himself here?
Right.
I don't know. I always assume that after this.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, I think at that point he's just thinking whatever it takes to stop this and finally stop you. But yeah, that's intimidating too. If you're the
Exactly.
Joker, you're like, whoa, is this guy
Yeah.
finally going to do what it's necessary? You know?
Yeah, stop joking, Bats. That's not funny. The one
Exactly.
joke that Joker would not find funny.
Yep.
Obviously, they come crashing down. They're all battered and bruised and bleeding, and even Joker can't think of a good fucking witty one-liner either. And I love that.
I love it. And she shows up.
Yeah, it don't feel like MCU style gags as well. It feels gags that are that
Very
feel
natural.
natural for the character.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not over
Honestly,
the top.
Yeah, and Andre's not finished with him. He even says, "It's all right. I give up already. Tell her, Batman."
Yep.
It's like,
You've got to get out of here. Yeah, he wants her to go. He doesn't want her
I know
to
he
die
wants
there.
to. Yeah, but now it's looking like she wants to die as well and take the Joker with him.
Yep.
And the
Very
old place
sad
floor, yeah, it is. It's fucking dark. It's very morbid.
It is.
Yeah, the old place blows up. I mean, and Joker lets out this big, huge fucking laugh while
So good.
the score plays. And
Well, that's what you would expect from him. He knows the end's coming. Why he's going to laugh his way out.
Yeah, if they had not made any more series of Batman the Animated Series after this, or had the Joker returned, this would have been almost a perfect death for him in a way.
100%. Yep.
So Batman
good
tries
shot.
to save her. Yeah, Batman tries to save her, but luckily the floor collapses, so he's safe from all the everything blowing up around him.
Yep.
But he's alone.
Poor Bruce.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. You know that, and this I love this line here, where we all want vengeance and a lot of things that we see in the world, and of course your initial human reaction is I want to hurt that person. I want to. And in the end, though, it's like you'll get instant gratification, but what happens after that? Like, really, what?
Yeah,
if he started killing all these people, he might as well just become a villain himself.
It's not going to bring his parents back.
Yeah, like I get it. Trust me,
Sure.
I get it. Especially when somebody
no.
cuts me off in traffic. I wish I could take fucking vengeance. But in the end, yeah, it's an instant gratification. Long term, it doesn't really solve much.
Yeah, I know. You just sort of like serve yourself, don't you, for a short time, and then that's it. It's just gone. And I think that might be why Bruce Wayne tries to stop Catwoman killing Max Schreck in Batman Returns, because if Batman has had his vengeance, hasn't he?
He doesn't like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because right at the beginning of Batman Returns, he's still sat in his mansion, brooding in the dark, waiting for the bat signal to come. So,
although in Batman Returns, he does put a bomb on somebody and push him into a hole. So
yeah, Batman fucking passes it off, saying, "Oh, it was just a pathetic explosion. He's alive." Yeah, that explosion will probably still fucking up, though.
Yeah, he'd be pretty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't make it through that.
Yeah. But it is a very thought-provoking scene as well. This little speech Alfred gives about just how vengeance just consumes you is so well written, and
it's so good.
It is. It's so emotional.
Yeah.
And the fact that Bruce Wayne hasn't gone down that path as well shows.
Great line here. God, it's so good. It's like this is the stuff that, again, they try to do in the live-action movies, and I think. Like you said, there are iterations with Michael Keaton's Butler, and then even what's his name in Batman, the Nolan trilogy, Michael Caine. He's really good at this.
Yes.
It's just never expanded on, though. It's like very brief stuff, but nothing really impactful like this.
I wish we could have seen that more in the live action as well.
Maybe we'll get it in the next movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Batman will probably look like an idiot, and Alfred will be a trans black woman having a go at him for his white privilege. It's
100%.
You're absolutely right. We're never gonna get the story we want anymore.
Nah, that's what. Thank God for these movies.
Yep.
Do
Exactly.
we need more Batman reboots, though? Do we need more Batman reboots? I mean, we've already got the Burtons, we've got the animated from the 90s and the early 2000s. We've got the Nolan ones now. I'm kind of done with Batman reboots now, to be honest.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I get it. It's been a lot, and I don't know if
It's a lot
anyone's
quick.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what it
Exactly.
is. It's too many too
Yeah,
quick.
they really need to take a break, but they
I
won't.
know.
So
I mean, because there's some really good characters in DC that probably could use their own fucking movies right now and a little bit more
yeah,
attention.
Yes.
Because I mean,
yeah.
I know MCU has gone downhill, but they still had the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy in Phase 2 being introduced, didn't they? Back when,
Yeah.
back when the public barely even knew who they were.
Yeah, I like how, like, starting, if you're going to build a good foundation, I understand Superman, Batman, you start there.
Yeah,
But so it's like we're literally we're coming right out of the Snyder universe and like right into this new one next year already. It's like they could have, I would have been fine in them waiting 5 years until the next Superman movie. Give it some breathing room. But of course, with Warner Brothers as a whole, there's different stuff going on there. I think they want to sell off assets and they needed to cut dead weight from their programming, and then they need one of these movies to really work financially. So unfortunately they could have waited 5-6 years and then brought in these characters, and then, like you said, build like Marvel did in Phase 1.
yeah. Let's get to know these characters a bit, don't we?
But
And,
here we go. We're getting Superman, just Superman. It's not Superman Legacy anymore. It's just Superman now.
man, you already have Superman, and that's with Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
Yeah, Black Lives or Black Lives. Bruce Wayne will be a non-binary trans kid fighting the Joker for queer rights.
2025.
Yeah, we have got the People's Joker coming out soon about a fucking trans Joker, and God, they cancelled it, but now they're fucking releasing it again. It's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
I know.
Yeah, this is heartbreaking.
Yeah, this bit. Yeah, it's like no matter what you did, Andrea fell into that pit years ago. You could not have done anything else. About that.
Nothing he would have done or said to her would have changed anything at this point.
Yeah, and obviously, I don't even think that makes him feel better. It's like he really wants to believe there was a chance she could have been. She could have come back.
Yeah, says it all in his face right there.
I know. Yep. And they see something shining in the darkest areas, and it's the locket as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And I was thinking, did Andrea sneak in there to leave that to let him know that she was going out?
Yeah, I think that's what the insinuation was, and that's what I interpreted from that. Yeah, like, was her goodbye.
Yeah, it's because it's the only conclusion that I can think of, because the look on his face says that's it. It's finally done and over with.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's great seeing Batman a little bit vulnerable, because it's a human reaction.
Yep.
I think the only other time you see it, at least in an animated movie that I remember, was the Flashpoint paradox, where Barry gives him like his dad's note from him from the alternate universe. You see Batman cry at the end of the movie, because it's like that's the stuff that you don't get to see.
Yeah.
Which is it doesn't soften up Batman to me. It's like he is a person. Like, he still holds all this trauma, and he pushes it down to do his Batman thing. But scenes like this, it's nice to see him a little vulnerable. Like, okay, he still does have feelings and emotions. He just has to push it aside.
Yeah, exactly. He has to sort of hide his pain, because I know. Yeah. But it doesn't make him look weak either. It just makes him seem human.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
There's ways of making your heroes vulnerable and emotional without turning them into
without being soft.
Yeah.
Right.
Or weak.
Right. This is a good ending,
yeah. Yeah, apparently this guy was supposed to be a reporter who has been tracking down the Phantasm killers, and he finds out it's Andrea Beaumont, but they cut it all out now, and
I like this ending better.
Yeah, I like it better,
Yeah.
It's like he's obviously so they just have him as a guy who's trying to pull her, and he sees that she's upset, and he asks her if she wants to be alone, and she's like, I am. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And then going right now. I told Sassy this. Batman endings of movies are a big thing for me, and like 1989's Burton Batman, the way it ends with the music and the way they're scanning. To me, it's the best Batman ending in any live action movies, just because it's so iconic. With Danny Elfman's score, this is the second best to me. Just in general, I love the whole Batman's looking over the city.
and then the music is fantastic. It's beautiful, and you see the light come up, and he's got his head down, and he's just thinking about everything that's going on. And then he looks up, and then you just realize this is his life. This is what he knows, and it's not gonna change. And it's just such a like iconic ending here. It actually gives me chills every time I watch it. Same as the '89 movie. It's just something about him looking up at that symbol with that Elfman score. This is just a notch behind that.
Yeah, it should always have those epic fucking endings. Just have a big epic score. Him standing on the rooftops, just it flowing.
It's so good.
It is. It's hard to fucking describe, though, because
you can't. It's just it's the feeling you get when you watch it, and then look at him. He's just like God damn, he's like everything that could have happened. The symbol comes on, and you're like, this is it. This is all he knows. This is all he's ever gonna know.
I know. Yeah, it's like he can never have a happy life. Then no matter what, that always comes back into his fucking soul.
Yep.
That's right.
You can't pull away from it.
Yeah. Once again, the Shelley Walker music is top notch.
It's
just
so
epic as well, and it's even more epic in here as well because you got this fucking choir singing, making it feel more operatic, more theatrical.
Yeah, like you said, haunting and heroic at the same time.
Yeah, and that's it. Batman: The Mask of the Phantasm.
Look, without the credits, it's an hour and 12 minutes, and you got more in the hour and 12 minutes in this one animated movie than probably 5 of the live action movies combined.
I know.
It's amazing story, how well storytelling used to be. Screenwriting, people took this shit serious. They loved the source material, and look what you get.
We don't get this. You're right. We don't get a good story anymore. There's always this other bullshit that they're concentrating on instead of developing good characters. And I think that's why I'm starting to like these animated series better.
Yeah.
Because they just have so much more meaning and depth to them.
Yeah, Northern, like he said, too, like the newer stuff, I just can't. That's why I love reading the older comics now that I'm really getting into that. I'm reading a lot fast, but I love it. And then watching the animated series, and it ties in really well now with all of them. And thank God we have this stuff, because I don't know what the future is going to hold. I'm scared. I don't know what, and I almost don't. I don't want to say I don't care about what's coming out with I love Batman, right? I just almost like whatever it is. If it's good, it's a win. If it's not, I'm not surprised, and I just don't give a shit. Like I have these at least.
I know. We've still got the Batman movies. We've still got the Nancy's animated shows and movies. We've got the Nolan movies, and I'm quite fine with that.
Yeah. If that stopped right there, I'm good.
Yeah, because it's like every single fucking movie has to be like 2.5 hours now, and it's it's listen. If the story's tight, if it gets to the point, and it's got nothing dragging it back or making it convoluted, who cares if it's like an hour and 10 minutes? Who cares?
I agree. I agree. That's what I'm hoping. My hope for Gunn is 2 things. It's a couple of things. Don't get the Superman movie. You're starting with that. I understand. That's fine. It doesn't need to be, like you said, 2.5, 3 hours. We know his origin story. We know how he got here. Start from a younger Superman, if that's what you want to do. Make it a tight script. They're not going to have this $200 million budget for the movie. At least that's what I understand. So make it a tight story. Some decent CGI when it needs to happen. Doesn't need to be overwhelming. Just good. And just make it a good story, and then move on to the next thing. If it's going to be Batman, then like you said, make it a good story. We understand all these people's backstories. We don't need to rehash all this old shit anymore. Be original, be unique, and don't make it like Guardians of the Galaxy though, where there's jokes every 3 minutes. It's not going to work in the DC universe.
Yeah, no, because as funny as the Guardians of the Galaxy was, there was always some times where the gags would ruin any of some of the more dramatic moments. I mean, and it's like, whoa! We just had this really dramatic moment here, and you're just following it with a gag, and it kind of breaks the tension. Yeah,
it was the beginning of Marvel. They did it well. It was a good balance, like especially with like Iron Man, where
the first Tony is so brilliant.
It's so good. This is not going to work with a Batman story because that's not Batman's personality. And don't make the people around him all, goofy and jokey and stupid. It just won't fit. Superman too. Superman's not like that. So, I don't know. I'm holding out hope, but I'm not holding my breath either. So
I am holding my breath as well. Plus, James Gunn is really, as much as I like Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad movie he did, he's not really giving me much faith.
I agree.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I agree. I don't know. We'll see. But again, I love going back to these. And like I said, reading the old comics now, it's just, hey, I have my original source material. At least I'll like you said, we'll have that. And thank God we have that,
This might be one of my shortest streams as well because this was really fucking easy to get, a bit more easier to do the slides as well because it's an hour and 60 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, it's a short movie. It's a really short movie, which is fine. Like I said, I've broken down short movies on my streams that have taken longer than longer movies because it just depends on the content. But this here, it's like it's so straightforward, but yet so well done. But it's simple. It's like it's a great balance of everything. That's why it's a great movie to me. So I don't know if this would be at least my top 3 or 5 best Batman movies for me, just period.
Yeah, I think it might be in my top 10 best movies in general now because it is almost near perfect. I mean, I think there was one flaw is like, how did they suddenly start to find out it wasn't Batman that was doing all the killings? Because we haven't really seen any scenes where they found evidence that it was the Phantasm that did it all. Did Andrea post the evidence, say, "Oh no, it was me. I'm going to fuck off now."
Right, right, 100%.
Yep.
So yeah, I love this, and of all the ones I've watched recently, this is definitely right now. I'd probably say this is third behind Dark Knight Returns and The Long Halloween. Those to me are just peak, and this is right there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I need to watch The Long Halloween again because that was.
I haven't seen it.
I know
So
it changed a lot as well from the comics, but it did it well because.
Yes.
Yeah, because the problem I had with the Batman Year One adaptation, it was too faithful to the comics. It was like which is like the comics, which
that could be a detriment to the story sometimes. Like it's okay to deviate if it's done well.
I know.
And, Long Halloween did a great job of changing. Where Hush, I thought, went way too away from the graphic novel, way too far away. I mean, they changed things that didn't make any sense. Like so, it didn't benefit the story, and it was a shorter story. Like Long Halloween, the movie, the deluxe edition, which I own, is 2.5 hours. So you could really take a lot off the graphic novel, which is a long graphic novel. It's a big book, but in a 2.5 hour movie, you can cram a lot of the context in there. Where Hush is a 400-page graphic novel, but the movie's an hour and 20 minutes. You're like, so they cut a lot of corners.
Yeah, some changes. I think the Killing Joke had some bad changes as well. I mean, I think that had the worst change as well. I think Batman shagged Batgirl. I was like, no.
The first 45 minutes of Killing Joke movie were absolutely just trash. The back end of it was the comic, and that's the problem. The comic is the graphic novel is not a long graphic novel.
Exactly.
So they try to extend it. It's like I'd rather just have a 45-minute movie then of him. His story, because that part of it gets actually decent.
Yeah. Bruce Timm really fucking went off the rails a little bit though, because then he did Batman and Harley Quinn, where Harley Quinn rapes Nightwing. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was getting a little crazy and sadistic at that point. I don't know what the hell happened to him.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
He's living out some fantasies, man, through this comic, and it's like the Killing Joke. Reading it last night. There was a few times I remembered it. I just had to reread. I was like, wow, this is some seriously deep, like demented shit that the Joker's doing to Barbara Gordon, and all this. And I'm like, wow, they went there here. And he even talks about it in the comic at one point after about why he did it. And it was just, his explanation just didn't make sense to me. It just sounded to me like you did it because you have this crazy notion in your brain. You wanted to see this play out. Which is like, that's a little disturbing. but you know, it makes for good
It's one
content.
bad day.
Yeah. Anyway,
But Mask of the Phantasm, it's so fucking good. It's got
excellent.
a good mystery, even if it is a little predictable if you know enough about this, about your twists and turns. But it's and it doesn't talk down to anyone, even the kids it was aimed at. It almost like wants you to get ready for the harshness of the world. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent movie.
And once again, all the casting is fucking perfect. The writing is very tightly written, and the visuals are fucking brilliant to look at as well. They really do bring that sense of atmosphere to this gothic tale.
I agree.
Yep. And we're coming up on 2 hours, so we'll wrap this up soon. So, any final thoughts, Sassy and Cannoli?
Sassy, you want to lead that?
I think I've said it all. Like I said, I'm still really new to this whole animated comic book situation. I've seen just about every comic book live action movie that there is, starting with Iron Man. Like Cannoli and I went on that journey together, so I understand, you know, the basis of it, but I've never done these huge deep dives, and so I'm looking forward to doing all of that. This was probably one of my first introductions into the animated series, and I feel like it was a really good introduction. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad that I started with this one. I'm really looking forward to The Long Halloween. I really enjoyed, what was the one that you made me watch before we saw The Flash?
The Flashpoint Paradox.
I really enjoyed that. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just starting on this journey, and so maybe I could do another movie in the future and have more to say. So I'm just, like I said, just starting out, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I said it all too. This is definitely in my top 3 or 5, probably 3. I probably said this is my 3rd favorite, at least animated movie. But movies in general, definitely a top 10. You can't go wrong. It's got everything you want in a Batman story. His beginning, the pain that he has to go through, this promise that he makes to his parents, and how he just has a code and he won't break that code, and how he's just unfortunately going to be alone because of it and never have a normal life. But he's also doing a lot of good, so it justifies it a little bit. But yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like his life doesn't matter, but the life of millions more people do. Yeah,
and he's a billionaire. He doesn't have to do anything.
I know.
It just shows you how good his morals are.
Yeah, and so is there anything you want to promote before we wrap up?
Yeah, Sassy, you first.
Yeah, I have my Mrs. Sassy Sunday stream tomorrow. Per usual, we're just going to talk about the Vegas meetup that we just had. And then, of course, I always have some weird-ass subjects as to some bullshit going on in the world this last week. So that's tomorrow on my channel, Mrs. Sassy Sasquatch, at 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So come and hang out with me. But thank you so much for having me on tonight. I appreciate it. And like I said, I don't think I would have gotten into this as much as if we weren't doing your show, because I've started to do some education on this. So I appreciate the invite, because it's opened a whole new world for me.
I am glad to have opened that world up here, and I'm glad you're enjoying it as well. It's good stuff like this. It's always great to get more people into this kind of thing, because it's so fucking good. I mean,
my transgender mental health journey that I talk about every Sunday can only go so far. So maybe I can start being an actual nerd and know what I'm talking about. So
it's fun being a nerd.
I watched that. I watched that video on that really good looking lass who was getting shit just because she helps her dad build her fucking houses. It was the
girl on Twitter.
Yep. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to being a little bit more of a nerd, because I'm not educated enough, but I kind of enjoy it. So we'll see where it takes me.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I hope you get more into some. I hope you get into it a little bit more. I mean, there's some stuff that I'm not fully into as much as everyone else. Like, I'm not the biggest anime head though. That's mostly my wife who's into
Me
it,
too.
but I
Yeah, I
I
don't
still
do anime
appreciate it
either.
though. I still appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I definitely appreciate it as an art form.
Yeah.
But I
Especially Cowboy Bebop and all that.
yeah, oh, I love Cowboy Bebop. That's one thing I do love. But I do. Sassy almost has no choice because every time I read a comic, I just vomit all the information back out
That
to
is
her.
true. That is
So
true.
she's like getting like a
No.
first-hand interpretation
Yes.
from me.
Yes.
And then we watch the movie, and then I am annoying as I'm watching the movies. I'm like, this is what they changed here. This is what they changed here, which is I get that's
Yeah.
obnoxious, but I'm like a little kid because I'm just getting into these comic books later in life, and they're fascinating. So
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else want to put?
Oh,
anything
yeah,
else you wanna talk, Molly?
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
That's all right.
So,
yeah.
I don't. So, Mischief Mayhem movies, my Monday breakdown movie. We're not doing one this week. We're taking the 15th off, but on the 19th, next Friday, I am doing the Cannoli Connection with Mrs. Sassy, where we interview creators. We're actually interviewing Lance from the Outcast Creative about his journey just in life, how he got into the business, his book that I read, which was fantastic. So that's about 6:30 p.m. Pacific time on Friday the 19th. And then the 22nd of April, we're back for MMM, and we're going to do the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie since the show's coming out soon. And I have a big fan, like a massive Sonic fan coming on, Leon from Words of Paradise on that show. So he basically will take over the whole show for us because he loves that character.
Sounds real good, and Lance is all right as well. I'll be guesting with him a few times this week. I think he wants to do Hillsborough tomorrow. I might pop on there. I'll obviously be doing Tuesdays with him, his Nielsen ratings and the Shogun episode breakdowns as well. So
yeah, I love Lance.
So yeah. Everyone, thank you, Artie and Jacob, Left Eye. Who else? Black Lives. Thank you for joining me, God King. Same to you, Vex. Smilex, yeah, thanks for joining me. We'll try and do something as well. Another stream sometime in the future. Love it, thank you. Who else? Jamalama, hello. Thanks for joining me. Sorry for the echo, everyone. I really am. I don't know what's happening here, but it's just one of those things. Maybe I can be a bastard. I think that's it. Oh yeah, Atom Gray as well. Atom Gray, yeah. Thanks for joining me.
Yep.
And if you haven't already, then do subscribe to my guests. A lot of you probably already have done, but still share their channels with people who you do know who haven't subscribed yet. And I will see you all later, and you lot enjoy your weekend.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye. You take care, you lot. Everyone, and thanks for joining me. Okay.